Hi, my name is Joo Jeong from PATOS Coordination Center. Today I'm going to introduce the Phase 1 to 3 PATOS database. PATOS CRN released the PATOS dataset 3 times. Phase 1 was released in December 2019, Phase 2 in March 2021, and Phase 3 in December 2023. Phase 3 has the most recent files, including the dataset, variable list, proposal request form, and appendix for authorship. Let's see the file released on 2023 December 11 first. The PATOS 2015 underbar 2022 underbar dataset variable list underbar 2023 12 13 zip file. This is this file, which is about 445 megabytes and has 7 dataset files when you unzip these files, and 3 Excel files, and 4 CSV, comma separated value files. And there are also Phase 1 and Phase 2, Phase 3 files, and there is also total phase CSV files. And let me introduce the third proposal request form file and fourth appendix for site investigator files. On your left side, you can see the study proposal request form. You must fill out this form when you first start your study using the PATOS database. All PATOS studies must be registered in the PATOS CRN list. After reviewing this request form by 5 co-chairs and PATOS CRN, the study proposal will be formally registered and you can start your study formally. On the right side, you can see the appendix file about the PATOS site investigators. It includes variables for the participating country and the national PI's name and the participating hospitals. For example, in this already published article by Song et al., our Taiwan team, the last author is the PATOS Clinical Research Network. At the end of this article, there is a list of the PATOS Clinical Research Network. You can use the appendix Excel file like this. This is a very good example. I really appreciate our Taiwan PATOS team for this. The number of participants in Phase 1 is about 71,000, and Phase 2 is about 47,000, and Phase 3 is about 66,000. It would help if you remember that the phase is different from the year. The year variable exactly means the arrival year of each patient, arrival year to the ED. When PATOS CRN released this database, we decided the cutoff time to clean the database. For example, in Phase 2, you can see the Phase 2 in this graph. The main population is from 2019 and to 2020. Still, some patients visited each ED emergency department from 2015 to 16 or 17 or 18. Because these patients were not entered into each country's database in Phase 1. These patients entered in Phase 2. For the same reason, some patients visited the ED from 15 to 20 in the Phase 3 database. So you should use the arrival year rather than the phase itself. Let's move to the data variables. The PATOS data dictionary defines all the variables gathered in the PATOS database. The most up-to-date version of this dictionary is version 2.0 in September 2018. In this version, there are 3 obligation types for each variable: core, and comprehensive, and optional. The database has 118 variables, 64 are core variables, and 31 are comprehensive variables. The optional variables can be utilized in some countries. There are also 8 categories of variables: demographic data, injury epidemiology, pre-hospital care, inter-hospital transfer, emergency department and hospital care, injury severity and outcome, and death certificate. The variables in the data dictionary are not exactly the same as those in their database file, so you should use a different file when doing your own study. This is the most important file you should read. This Excel file describes the actual variables used in the statistical program you use. It was released in December 2023 and has 3 tabs: introduction, instructions, and raw variables, and recording variables by PATOS CRN. Let's see the first tab of this Excel file, instruction of variable list. There are some informations of the whole variable list. The first is phase. Phase 1, date of arrival at ED from 2015 to 2018 November. Phase 2, date of arrival at ED from 2018 December to 2020 December, and the patients who are not included in phase 1 also included in phase 2. The last phase, phase 3, the date of arrival at ED 2021 January to 2022 December, and the patients who are not included in phase 1 or 2. There are 2 types of entry to the PATOS data. The main entry is from the eCRF data. eCRF means electronic case report form. The website you entered your own data information to the PATOS CRN. The Korea, Malaysia, Japan, Vietnam, Thai, India, and Philippines use this data. This eCRF data downloaded on 2023 November 13th. The date of arrival at ED from 2015 January to 2022 December. And there are some countries who enters the data by Excel files: Taiwan and UAE and Singapore. The date of arrival at ED is different from each countries. And also PATOS CRN excluded the data which has arrival year missing or unknown, or the ED disposition also missing, or arrival type is also missing. So the total included patients number is about 184,000 patients, and there are about 900 columns, which means the variable number. So raw variables, original variable is 552, and recorded variables by PATOS CRN is about 380. Let's see the second tab of this Excel file, row variables from variable number 2 to variable number 553. This tab has columns of variable number and variable name and phase 1 or phase 2 and variable category and type, length, description, and coding. Most of variables have a name with uppercase, like this, uppercase, and start with alphabet such as A, B, C, which means variable category. For example, if the variable name starts with an A, this means that this variable category is number 1, demographic. There is also a variable category which is not used anymore in phase 2 or 3 database like this. And the tab 3 is recorded variable, which is most important to use. There is a star, red star. PATOS CRN cleaned and categorized the raw variables to help researchers progress their study more conveniently. Recorded variables almost have lower cases like this, small a, ag, and gender, etc. It has also a variable number and variable name and phase 1 or 2, 3, and variable category and type, length, and description, and coding. The coding information is most valuable for you to use your own study. Let me show you some recorded variables PATOS CRN cleaned. This graph shows the country and hospital variables. And this graph shows the age variables. PATOS CRN clean the missing or outlier variables. We set the upper outlier of the age as 120. You can see that there are some peaks in age, younger child and young age adult, and 60s, 50 to 60s, and 70s. This figure shows the sex variable. It has the variable name of gender in the variable list file. There are few patients have no information about sex. This figure shows the injury intent. Most of the patient had an accidental injury. There is some self-harm or violent injuries. In some cases, there is also no information about injury intent. This graph shows the injury mechanism. The main mechanism of PATOS database are traffic accident, TA, and fall from a height. And also there are some patients from collision, blunt injury, and cut, from penetrating injury, and burn, poisoning, hanging, drowning, and others. And there are some patients with known injury mechanism information. The PATOS database enters the injury severity scores, ISS, although some patients have no injury severity score informations. Most of the patients have a low ISS, which is 1 to 8 scores. About 7% of the whole database has a major trauma, which is more than ISS 15, from 16 to 24, or above 25. The Glasgow Outcome Scale, GOS, is another important outcome variable of the PATOS database. There are also patients with unknown GOS or not entered GOS information. Okay, this is the summary of my presentation. The first, PATOS CRN released phase 3 dataset on December 2023. The total enrolled patients are about 180,000. This dataset contains whole PATOS dataset from 2015 to 2022. You should cut the dataset by arrival year rather than by phase. And the second is PATOS CRN cleaned the dataset and made recorded variables. There are there are about 552 row variables, which is mainly uppercase, and there are recorded variables by PATOS CRN, about 389 variables with lowercase. You should see the file, which has name of PATOS 2015 _ 2022 _ dataset variable list Excel file. This is very good file to you could see. Okay, thank you so much for all of your hard work. If you have any questions, please send your email to me, Joo Jeong at Seoul National University, and you could also contact to Sui Agnes Kim, suikim@snuh.gmail.com. Okay, thank you for your listening.